so we sell glitter and mica powders, and we have a glow forge that can laser cut wood and engrave and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So is that crafting business still going on right now as well, along with the digital marketing agency?
Yeah. No, it's still going. Basically started that one after I exited my last company in 2021. Because my non-compete's up in September of this year. And I won't go back in that industry. Yeah, that was a supplement industry too. We built that one. That's a crazy story if you want to hear that one.
I want to hear it. I know everybody that's listening to it wants to hear this as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, like through all these businesses, it really afforded me the opportunity to learn different avenues. And so of marketing, but like with Orbit Nutrition, I thought Facebook, just to kind of go back a little bit, I thought this Facebook thing, I was like, this thing's going to be a fad. Like, this is stupid. People are posting their meals and like checking into places. I'm like, I'm a private person. Like, this is just a fad. It'll go away. Oh my God, was I wrong? Yeah. So at that point, I realized like you can never be romantic, as Gary Vee would say. You can't be romantic about the way things were. Like, you need to always just be like ready to evolve and pivot. Right. So from that point forward, that's what we did. So with my last company, the one I exited in 21, my business partner and I started that in April of 2015. And we started with basically like one or two products. And it was like really centered for bodybuilders, like people who actually want to get on stage. And we differentiated ourselves from every other bodybuilding or every other supplement company by using premium ingredients that had patents on them. And we, but because of that, our costs were a lot higher. And then the cost to the consumer was a lot higher, but we also had smaller margins, like everybody else's pre-workout would cost like $8 to make. Ours costed way more than that. I mean, like 3 times that at a minimum. And then we only had like a 2x markup. So anyways, we started out in 2015. We did about $160,000 in 2015, April of 2015 to the end of the year. We did about 160. This is where it gets fun. Cause like, this is where I'm like, okay, we're going all in, Facebook like this, like we kind of been dabbling, but I was like, all right, I got this plan. Like we're going to be we are a marketing company who just so happens to sell stuff. So my partner was the face of the company and I was just the dude behind the scenes. Like nobody knew about me, which was totally fine. Then I'm like, you're going to create these videos. You're going to give out your tips and tricks. Like you're well-known, you're a big bodybuilder. We're going to piss off all the other coaches out there from the online space, but you're going to provide value. I'm going to amplify that. And then we're going to use video, which again, this is 8 years ago. So nobody was really doing video back then. So 7.5 minute product benefit driven explainer videos, we were getting a 4x return on the top of funnel. And then I was able to retarget the video viewers. And I mean, this was pre-iOS. So like the amount of retargeting we could do was disgusting. To the point where like our dynamic product ads, the retargetings back then, I was getting a 21 times return. Yeah, that's unheard of now.
And what was your cost then that you were getting a 21 times return on that?
Oh, our cost per purchase was probably like $10. I mean, if that, it was so cheap.
So you were making like at least like $210 on every $10 that you were spending.
Yeah, no, it was, it was like our AOV was anywhere from like 150 to, about $200.
And what does AOV stand for?
Average order value.
Average order value. Okay.
And so we had that was a big focus, was like, as we added more products, like, okay, like that, obviously our average order value is going to go up, but then at the same time, like, how do we get our conversion rate up? But in 2016 is where we started pushing out more content, more blog posts. I had him start doing these in the car episodes. So like, it would just horrible iPhone. We're talking like iPhone 8 kind of thing, like horrible quality videos. They'd be driving around at night and like going from say their house to a restaurant, and he'd do this like 10-minute video in the car, and it's at night, can't see him that well. But I was even going as far as like taking those videos and then ripping the sound out and uploading it to SoundCloud as a podcast. Just like little mini podcasts back then. And so 2016, we ended up doing $1.3 million. It was just like,
$1.3 million.
yeah,
Wow.
we went 1.3, and then I mean, just kept going. Right, we ended up
And
getting to a point. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, that so $1.3 million, that was revenue, right?
Yeah, top line revenue.
Okay. And do you remember like how much profit you were making on that?
So depending on the products, but I mean the our flagship product, we had a. I mean, it's actually disgusting. It was, if I do the math real quick, because it basically we sold it for $49.99. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. And it cost us this. I don't know. We had about a 82% profit margin on it. It
An
was,
82% profit
yeah.
margin on like, and if you obviously if you do the numbers with like $1.3 million of revenue,
Mhm.
that's an insane number. I mean, that's
Yeah.
more than like 900,000 a year.
No, we did.
So,
Yeah, taxes sucked, but
oh, of course, yeah. Especially, I mean, if you were still living in Washington at that point,
Mhm.
then taxes suck even more over there.
Yeah,
So yeah, my goodness though. And
yeah.
that was what you said, 2016?
2016. Yeah, the
Okay,
first
yeah.
full calendar year that we were in business.
That was your first
Um,
year. Damn.
well, yeah, yeah. We had the 2015, which was like a partial year, and then
Mhm.
2016 was that first full calendar year, and from there it just kind of snowballed. So 2017, I think we did 2.2. 2018, it was like 2.5. Once you start getting up into the multi seven figures, it's really hard to double. I mean, if
Right.
you can 20% in a year, like that's great.
Mhm.
Um, so 2018 goes through 2019, we're doing pretty good. We ended, or no, 2018. So this is where it starts to get kind of crazy.
Okay.
2018, our manufacturer in like September decides, hey, we're not going to manufacture for anybody except our own brand, because they had their own in-house brand, and you guys all have 30 days to figure out where to go. And I'm like,
Bruh.
okay, like I'm dropping $100,000 POs with you for one product. Where the hell are we going to go? Like, what are we going to do? Like, all of our flavor profiles are with these people. And I asked the CEO at the time, I'm like, yo, can I buy the flavor profiles from you, for the, like, so we can easily just transition to another place and not have to go through the trial and error of,
Mhm.
does it taste the same? Does it not? And he was like, no, if any place is worth their salt, they'll be able to figure it out. I was like, what? Okay, so that call lasted 2 minutes, and I just hung up and was like, whatever, man. Like, I can't believe that. Like, these are my buddies. The CEO wasn't, but like I had known the owner of my manufacturing facility at that point for like 10 years. Bunch of the other employees, and I was like, oh wow, this is how I'm gonna get treated. Like, okay, cool. So we spent the latter half of 2018 into 2019 trying to find a new manufacturer, to the point where it was like I thought we were going to be screwed. Finally, that manufacturer that we were using comes, their CFO comes around and goes, hey,
Mhm.
we have all of these ingredients that we're not going to use, that were just for you guys. Are you willing to buy them? I was like, I would, but I don't have a manufacturer to go to because nobody can match the flavor, and it's not going to work. And like, I think we're going to go out of business because we're just going to run out of product. Like, I don't know what to do. Ended up working out a deal with them that, like, okay, look, if you buy these ingredients and send them to your new manufacturer, we'll give you the flavor profiles. I was like, deal. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So that was the beginning of 2019, and I'm like, okay, sweet, like, here we go, we're getting back in the swing of things. We were like 75% up year over year, same time frame. So it was like early 2019 versus early 2018. Like, things are ripping, kicking butt. My business partner then passed away
Oh
unexpectedly the
man.
end of May in 2019, 34 years old. Like,
Damn.
just what? Like, that was like a huge blow. But he also had, a wife and a son, just like I have, a wife and a son. And like, we were pretty well, like, our sons are 4 months apart from each other.
Nice.
And I was like, shit, okay, the face of my company's gone. One, I'm grieving at the same time, but
Mhm.
then like the face of my company's gone,
Right.
and I don't want his wife to not be taken care of. So I mean, immediately I'm like, yeah, we're taking care of you. Like, don't even worry about it. Um, I had about 3 months that I got away with still using his videos, because remember, nobody knew about me.
Right.
Nobody knew about me. So
Mhm.
people like our diehard fans thought that I was just some dude who came in, bought the company, and then was using his images and likeness and I was like, no, no, no. So I had about 3 months. Then we pivoted and basically made the customer the hero of the company, the face of the company, which so then was heavily leaning into UGC back in
Mm-hmm.
2019.
Right.
So then, 2019 ends. We actually don't end up down very much year over year because, there was a lot of pivoting and trial and error. And then 2020 happens. Well, we all know what
Yeah.
happened in 2020.
Yep.
But because I had already had to pivot in 2019, I think everybody could see the writing on the wall and what was coming in 2020 economically. And we were considered essential because we were a nutritional company. And so I was like, okay, cool. We could stay open. And we just
I would never
pivoted.
think
Yeah.
that a supplement company is considered essential,
Yeah.
but
No,
I know there's so many loopholes to it. I know so much
100%.
shady shit was going on in
Yeah.
2020.
No,
So yeah.
they came out and were like, hey, if you're a supplement company, a supplement shop, like you're considered essential because you can provide, new, vitamins and nutritions and stuff. And I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
cool. So we pivoted our messaging and our products because there were no bodybuilding shows. There was no gyms open. I'm like, there goes our core customers right there. Like they're completely gone. And so we pivoted to more of our, like almost lifestyle style products. Like we had a protein cereal that was really good, low fat, low carbs, low sugars. And so I pivoted to that for, healthy foods with Facebook ads. Like, dude, at this point in 2020, Facebook ads hadn't been that cheap in 6 years. Like
Right.
I loved it. I ramped our spend up and focused on that and like our phosphatidylserine products that was great for like anti-anxiety, lowering stress levels, just overall calming. And we really pushed those two and managed to grow 25% through 2020 without being able to push my flagship products. Like it was
Damn.
nuts. Um, so yeah, but then about 2018, so that how did I get into the agency side of things? So all of these companies afforded me, the wonderful opportunity to spend millions of dollars on Facebook and Google. Like
Mm-hmm.
that last company alone, I think we spent over $4 million in like the all the way up until I left, it was probably almost $4.5 million just on Facebook. So, but
Damn.
we were getting like a 4 to 5 times return just account wide. And so we were happy to just like keep reinvesting. Like it was,
And you said you exited that company, right?
yeah, I did. It ended up, it wasn't like the most pleasant of exits because personalities clashed and, I guess essentially I was not really asked to leave, but like they offered to buy me out 3 times. And I was like, okay, I've been doing this for 7 years. Like, I don't see the problem, but okay, you're not grateful. I'm out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's figure something out. And I'd already had the agency on the side at that time because I'd had a bunch of buddies come to me, not really buddies, but acquaintances come to me that knew how good everything was going within my other businesses because of the marketing I was doing. And they were like, hey, could you run our ads for us? And literally, bro, it was like, all right, like, let's see how this goes. And it just
Right.
went from there. And yeah, so then 2018, the agency Barham Marketing was born kind of by accident.
Mm-hmm. It was born because you were forced into an exit. That was the accident, or what was the accident?
Well, just the accident in the sense of like, I never really, it was forced. I guess accident might not be the best word, but it was created more of like as a side hustle, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, I got a few clients here and there. At that time I was still part of the other company. So, I didn't get bought out until 2021, but
And
I was still young.
how much was your exit, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't really say,
Gotcha. That's completely fine, man.
those lawyer documents, but
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll
Um,
definitely get you in trouble. So
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't need them. Good Lord. But
yeah.
my non-compete's up in a couple months, but